Welcome to Playing for Second, the board game channel where if you aren't first, you aren't Tim. I'm Josh.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Brian. And we are back with our March wrap-up. So if you remember, if you tuned in February, my looking forward to was nothing because I started a new job. So I'm going to lead us off here. My total plays for the month were 20.
Was it more than nothing?
It was more than nothing.
Okay.
Not by a lot, though.
Not by a lot, especially by my standards. But yeah, 20 total plays of 16 different games, 28 total hours. Only 2 solo games. So this is where I knew I was going to fall off very, very heavily. And those 2 solo games were recordings of Kingdom Legacy with Josh. So they were solo games.
Wow.
Yeah. So I need to get going a little bit better with those.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later with my plans for the future.
I mean, you have a solo challenge, right?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Luckily
Right.
for me, I knocked out 45% of that in the first 2 months of the year. So I got a little time. My most played, it technically was like a 4-way tie with 2 plays, but I just put 1 down here because it was also the winner with hours. That was Burning Banners. So
so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
2 plays of Burning Banners, which took 5 hours. Not each, they just felt like it. I did have 2 games in, both of which there are unboxings for on the channel, and that is Combat Eastern Front, and Mr. President, a bunch of other stuff from 2001 to 2020. I think.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Crushed the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And then
Second edition.
Yeah,
of course.
Oh, so sorry. That's right. Second edition. And then my 1 game out for the month was Interceptor Ace, which was one that I recorded a couple months ago. It's not out yet because I, again, recorded 9 solo plays and spread them out quite a bit. But I enjoyed that one. I just didn't think that I was going to come back to it very often, so ended up getting rid of that one. So, yeah, that was a pretty lackluster month for me. Pretty standard for these guys, but for me, a pretty lackluster month. So, Tim, how about you? How was March?
Less than you.
Yeah.
So I had 18 plays of 12 different games. I did have 29 hours, though. So not surprising. My hours tends to be a little bit higher, especially based on quantity of plays. Of those, I did have more than 2 solo. I had 5 solo. Most played, I had 5 plays, and that was similar to what Brian was saying, 12 hours of Burning Banners. So 3 of the solo plays were that. Games in, this is a little scary.
Oh, no.
None. No games in. I would say that's unusual. And then,
Did you lose your wallet?
and then the other thing behind that is games out. None. So both of those, I think either one of them is a little weird. Having them both in the same month, is like pretty spooky.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my my lackluster March.
Mm-hmm.
Although I really like Burning Banners, which we'll get to in a
You
sec.
sure did.
Lucky me.
Thanks.
Josh, how about you?
Save us, Josh.
My March, well, it's kind of in between both the years. 24 total plays of 16 unique titles, 25 hours of gameplay. I believe that included 9 solo plays, which were mostly Mech Bunny, which was my most played game. I believe that was 7 of them for a total of 6 hours. Really enjoying Mech Bunny. I do have the first run up online already, and I've already recorded a second run of one of the other scenarios, so that's going to be, I don't know, coming out at some point.
Is a run 3?
3 scenarios.
3 scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you have the most solo plays of the 3 of us is disappointing.
I know.
Or
I mean, it's great.
Or is it exciting?
It's great. I'm sad. But that's how I live my life.
And happy.
Yes. Games in, just 1. It was another in the solo game of the month series called Paranormal, which is basically just the Winchester boys driving around and slaying some spirits.
Okay.
I got it because Aaron is enamored with that show, Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
So
I gotcha.
I'm hoping at some point she'll sit down and play it with me.
She won't.
Games out, I had 3. I got rid of Galileo Galilei in the math trade this past month.
Oh, okay.
I also sold one of the solo games of the month, Dice Mancy, that just did not strike me. And then I had Inish, which was the first edition and the expansion that left as well. That was just this week. So
Okay, how did you get rid of that?
I put it for a very low price on Board Game Geek.
Oh, did you? Okay.
$60 for the base and expansion.
Okay.
Got it out
all together.
So,
All right. That's I'm in a similar boat, so
Yep.
I need to do that. Okay.
So yeah, that was my March.
Yeah.
And some other exciting stuff happened in the month of March. Brian, we had RonCon 3.
We sure did.
For those of you that don't know, Ron is Brian's cat. We'll put a picture on the screen so you can see the cute kitty. What we've been doing here in the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months,
For
5 months.
for RonCon?
Yeah, I don't know. When did we start?
Origins last year.
Oh, it was.
Because it was our
That's right.
version of Origins.
Instead of going, because you guys got fired by Clay at Capstone.
Yeah, right.
So
Of course.
we went down to Origins on Friday, and then we did RonCon on Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're calling it RonCon. It's just a game day that we actually spend a lot of time planning ahead of time so that it runs smoothly and we don't have to worry about playing the "what are we doing"
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
So
right.
Brian, RonCon,
Yeah.
tell us about it.
Well, RonCon for the third time,
Yes.
I think was a smashing success.
Yeah.
We got different amounts of games played because there was only one game the three of us actually played together. But I played 3 total games. I want to say Josh played 5 and Tim played 6.
I might have played more than that because we sat and played like 3 games while you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. So yeah, I think of everyone at RonCon, I played the least amount of games. But yeah, the first one we played, Tim, I think was one that both of you guys were pretty excited about it, and that was Pampero. So, Tim,
Yes.
tell us about Pampero.
So Pampero, and I think maybe we talked about this before the first because I think we got a couple games of this in previously, but it is the players are energy corporations in Uruguay, and we're building wind farms and then also electrical towers. And then it's some recipe fulfillment for energy contracts.
That old chestnut of a theme.
Yeah, like everything else. Trading the Mediterranean. It's right close to that. But yeah, with that, I would say it's what would you guys say? Like a Lacerda-esque, maybe a Lacerda light, heavy-ish Euro, medium heavy.
I think I made the comment when we were playing. It looks a lot heavier than it really is.
That's true.
Once you understand the iconography, it's actually a relatively simple game. It's just how you time things and how you are able to manage your hand.
Yeah,
As you're playing your
between
cards.
hand management and then and actually your tableau. Your tableau management, because you basically have 2 rows that you're playing cards to, action cards to, and then you're taking taking those actions based on what you play and what region in the country those are, and then also, and this is, I got to be honest, one of my favorite parts, whose tower or whose bulldozers you're using to actually build the stuff. So it's one of those things where if you're using other people's bulldozers, then you keep the money in the game. If you use your own, the money is out of the game. So it's one of those, you can kind of decide how you, if you want a real tight economy or do you want more of a free-flowing economy. I'm trying to remember, Brian, was ours more of a free-flowing economy or a tight economy this time?
Ours turned into a team game.
Yeah.
Of
A little bit,
of
didn't
you,
it?
you and Josh only using each other's bulldozers, and me and other Josh, our fourth, who has been on the
To be fair, I had a lot of bulldozers out there.
That's
You
true.
did.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I had one. It was sufficient. So yeah, it kind of turned into that, but we did. Yeah, we kept it in the game for the most part because there's not a lot of ways to add more to it. So it's not a closed economy, but it's a pretty closed economy.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was one of those, and I think the first time we played, we kind of did the opposite.
Yeah.
We were like, well, no, I'm not going to share, share resources with other players. And I think that really slowed it down. Or
It did. Yeah.
Maybe not slowed it down, but it kept us from being able to do a lot. I mean, it's not like we took fewer actions or more actions or anything like that.
I feel like
they were smaller actions.
we all had our boards cleared by the end of
Filled.
this game.
Oh, yeah.
Cleared of towers.
Right.
Or we had a bunch of windmills out there.
Right.
Just because we had the ability to keep the cash in the game and actually do the things that we wanted to do.
It's also worth pointing out cash is
Is
points.
points.
Whoever has the most cash at the end of the game wins. So when you're taking the action and using someone else's bulldozer, you're giving them points and you're taking points away from you. So I think, the first game we played, we never used each other's bulldozers for the most part.
Rarely.
And
Yeah.
this game, we never didn't use each other's boulders for the most part.
I was going to say about the last third.
Yeah, when it
Which
started,
is about
when we
what you
started
would
realizing,
expect.
like, oh yeah, I don't want to give Tim $10 more. He doesn't need to, hit
No one
1,000.
gave me money for the most part. I mean,
What?
this guy did. Yeah, I'll give you
I fed money
12.
back and forth.
Here's a nickel.
What?
Here's $12. Here's a
Sorry,
nickel.
my actions weren't expensive.
I gave you $2 at one time. It made me $3, but I gave you 2.
I paid a couple people 17, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Those probably weren't great.
Says
great
the guy who
decisions.
literally doubled up.
It
second
worked
place.
out okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those games. I think you almost have to look at that as like a loan. You're taking
Yeah.
out a loan. Yes, it's going to be a little nick right now. You're going to figure out how to turn those 17 into 30.
Yep. Incremental gains.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the problems that Brian had with the game was you never feel like you're
incremental.
having a big
big
turn where you're like, oh, I just made
Yeah.
$35. You're making
That's true.
$6. You're making $8. You're making $3. And then over the course of the game, those investments that got you those few dollars in the end give you more points. For,
Especially,
For meeting
Especially
goals.
Especially if you,
For some people,
especially if you're doing it on margin,
Yeah.
because again, like specifically putting the windmills out,
yeah.
they
You're
get
not
you
making any
energy.
money. Yeah.
So you're paying points for energy that may or may not turn into something.
Right. Yeah, unless you have a way to,
You know what I mean?
to commit that energy
right.
into something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again, I kind of like. I like how that just the resources flow. It's not just a direct resource conversion, and also the additional interaction. Thematic alignment. What do you guys think?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, really.
Me too.
I don't know a
That's-
lot about, Uruguay and its electrical grid, but
similar.
the way that
similar.
the way you feel like you're building something,
Right.
Like you have a sense of progression.
Yeah, you're creating a network.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I felt as well. How about mechanics? Yay!
yeah, theme's not really.
What?
It's not really my thing unless it is, and it
Unless
really
it's
only
World War II.
is unless it's World War II, Marvel, or Three Kingdoms.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a Marvel electrical grid.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
Or-
Get Storm out there,
Or basic fantasy.
or basically.
Somehow that connects.
Oh boy. But whenever someone built a Transformer, I just mentally was thinking about Optimus Prime. So didn't really matter to me whatsoever.
All right. Anything you guys didn't like? I had a couple things on here. Setup. The setup's pretty heavy, and I think we talked about that previously.
is.
Which, to be fair, we didn't have to do it this time.
No, no, no.
It was set up
Good
when we
point.
got there, but it is a bear.
The components are. You tend to hear the argument that the game's overproduced. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It has
I like those
colors.
types of games. It does have colors.
It has colors.
What?
You guys were both saying how much you liked it. I just wanted to contribute.
Oh,
to the
okay.
conversation.
What about downtime? You a big a big fan of the downtime?
So here's my issue. Here's my issue with the game. I think the first time we played this, I went in.
What issue?
No. This issue is it's an umbrella. The first time we went into this one, I had no expectations.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to.
I think none of us did.
All three
Yeah,
of us, yeah.
right.
I didn't think I was going to like it, and it was better than I thought. That's always a problem for me because when we revisit it,
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Yep, the sophomore slump.
I go into it with expectations. And I'm like, yeah, I remember thinking this one was pretty good. And more often than not, that bites me. And there was downtime in this one. Now, granted, I was the only idiot who had to take the stupid action of picking up your cards. But I don't know what I really could have done outside of that because you guys just got one of you. I think Tim, didn't you get a card that lets you copy his cards?
I had two. One was it allowed me at the end of the round pick up 2 cards.
Yep.
And I had another one that allowed me to copy other previously
people's
played
cards.
cards. So between those two, I was in good shape, and I think you had.
I had
you had something like
snipe another
you
card.
could snipe it. So pick up a last card and snipe a card. So you were getting 2 cards.
Yep.
And what did you do?
I didn't have that. So I was picking up 1 card every round. So now only once that mattered during the game, I had to pick up my cards. When you have to do that, especially in a 4-player game, I was sitting there for 20, 25 minutes,
that's fair.
not doing anything. Now, the second time I did it, it was the last round of the game. And it was
And you were just like,
let's get this
move.
over with.
Yeah,
so I didn't really need to do it that time. But yeah, the downtime was part of my issue. And I think a lot of it was just mentally for me getting over the whole hey, I really did like that game. I didn't. I tolerated the game the first time. I just expected to hate it and didn't.
I got you.
Then my expectations caught up to the reality, I think, here, or vice versa.
Well,
Didn't
and
care for it.
I would say our first time we played, I think all of us were picking up our cards
Yes,
more
multiple times.
regularly.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was because there was no money.
There was
You
no
couldn't
money.
play another card because you couldn't pay for
Correct.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that it like our decisions changed the model of the game. I mean, looking back at it,
Yeah.
I didn't think of it while we were
This
playing
time
it,
around,
but-
also, I specifically, and I don't know about you guys, I actually focused on endgame scoring goals. The first time around, I did not do that.
That's true.
I was just trying to figure out how to actually make anything happen. And this time going around, I think being able to focus on those goals ahead of, before you actually start playing,
Right.
it kind of helps drive.
I gotcha.
Your
Your decisions throughout the
Yeah.
hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, but your end game goal was buying bulldozers.
Obviously.
Sure.
Obviously.
I mean, he let the cat out of the bag, like in the very beginning. What was it? Immediate dibs?
Yeah. If you don't have all your bulldozers out, what are you even doing?
I think I lost.
I think I had two.
I lost my only one, like with 40 minutes to go in the game, and never needed it to replace it. So,
How'd you
was
do?
fine.
How'd you do in the?
I came in top 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
Pretty good.
Top 4. The first time we played this, I was second,
Yeah.
and I had just enough points to not get doubled up.
Yeah,
But
jeez.
Tim doesn't play a game twice without wrecking that second game.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's the first game. So yeah, this one, you had what, 500, 400?
400.
Four and change.
454, I think.
Yeah, I was only in double digits. Josh, you were second, I think. Weren't you?
Second with like 218 or something. Yeah.
Which would have won our first game, I think.
Yeah.
But so yeah, this one, not for me. Not for me. It was a unfortunate way to start RonCon 3.
And the whole time we were playing it, I was like, "Oh man, I think I gotta buy this."
Yeah. I really like it.
I had talked him out of buying this for solo.
And
This is
I
not
know,
a solo.
Yeah,
It's not a solo
I know, and that's the rub.
Yeah.
It really isn't a good
Game.
like a puzzle.
Oh. What?
The interaction is what makes it fun, for me anyway.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had on here was card balance, and I think we talked about this previously, and that was especially at the end when you're looking at those executive cards, which are like the end game scoring cards, and you're just drawing a random one off the top
And hoping it has something on it.
You could get a dud or you could get a star.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, have all 5 bulldozers out. I did it. Guys.
There are 3 that are visible.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But
if you're not
if none
getting
of
any
those
points
work
off those, then you're taking one off the top.
Right.
I didn't. I think I was the only one that didn't have any end-game scoring cards.
That was also a big shift in this play. Is we went out and got a lot more cards this time
Early. Yeah.
So we had a lot more advanced actions, I guess.
Cards in our hands.
More
Yeah,
cards
exactly.
to actually put down. So
Yep.
we
You're
weren't
right.
having to pick them back
Yep.
up as often.
Yep.
And we had a lot of end game or end of round scoring opportunities for those executive cards than we did the first time. I think maybe the first game I had 1. And I ended up with like 4 or 5 this time. You had a whole handful of them.
Yeah.
So
No, that's true.
and again, I think that was partially just us being willing to keep the money in the game a lot longer. So,
Yep, I agree.
I don't know. Definitely a very fun play for me.
Yeah, me too.
I was also there.
Brian!
So another game that Josh and I played was Inish.
Inish.
We've talked about this one before.
We've talked about Inish before.
Even though you just sold a copy and I need to sell a copy.
I mean, I have another copy.
because we upgraded.
Inish is one of Tim and I's favorites, as well as our other Josh in the group's favorites. Brian will play it and hate every second of it, but
Every
Brian
second.
will always win somehow. He's very good at this game, even though
much.
he hates it. This was a shorter play than I anticipated.
Yeah.
So what we played with the base game and seasons.
Yes.
All of the
and
seasons
the
expansion.
islands.
Yep.
And the harbors.
Everything from seasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. I think we played with all the modules from season.
And I
I don't
think
think
it
we
only
played
went-
any Nevid stuff.
No, we did not.
No.
No, because that extended the game last time, and we didn't want to go 4 hours. But
Right.
this was an interesting one because
like 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, you
Maybe.
guys were done quick.
Yeah.
hour tops.
Who won?
I did.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Which I didn't expect to.
Which was crazy because
it was
we
crazy.
went into like everyone's out of cards.
yeah.
Basically. So, because I was stalling, and I was
So-
like, I think I got this.
You did have it.
And then
You ended up with 2 win conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And then other Josh was like, hey, you should go do something about that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but you're the one right next to him. I'm way away from him. So then Josh basically goaded me into leaving
attacking me.
and attacking.
Yeah.
Just like I left the capital. I
Right.
gave it up to go attack. And then ended up, nobody had cards left.
No.
So I'm like, oh,
It
well, I'll
worked
just
out.
go over here and do
Yeah.
this too.
Right.
And nobody could do anything about it.
And I have this situational Epic Tales card that I
Very
did not plan
situational.
for, but hey.
Very situational. And it was the perfect card.
Yeah. So that was again, I don't mind stuff like that. I love seeing
I don't
cards
that
chained
Yeah.
chained together like that and go, okay, all right, that was cool. Didn't expect it, but that's cool.
It's different when you're sitting in like a very deterministic Euro type game and then some random thing happens.
Yeah.
It's different when you're expecting it in this game. Like everything is that in this game.
Yeah.
Those Epic Tale cards are the game for me because like you said, they're situational.
Right.
They're very limited. You have to really go work for them. Other Josh had
all
a
of
card that just let him
I know.
keep it
Yeah,
the whole
yeah, yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
he's just cycling through those.
Those are really the only variability in there too. Just because depending on the combination of those you get,
Right.
That when I do play that game and I actually do have fun for those 5-10 seconds a game, it's because of chaining those epic tales,
Yeah.
or some of them, like you said, are very situational. But when they actually trigger, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good time.
So yeah, that was Inish. And while we were playing Inish, Brian was playing a game he hadn't played in a while.
Yeah, Yokohama. So we played the old school Tasty Minstrel version, like the retail edition.
Yeah.
Because there is a new version out. I don't know who does it, but there is a new version out. And I wanted to play this one because I originally owned the Tasty Minstrel Deluxe edition, the Deluxeified edition that
Okay.
they had. The first time I played it, I think I played it with other Josh, I believe
probably.
years ago. And I loved it the first time I played it. The second time I played it, I don't know. I don't think Josh was in that one. The game took like 3.5 hours, and I hated it because of a notorious person we've all played with in lives past, and I absolutely hated it. So I wanted to play it again just to see, like, okay, let's come at it with fresh eyes.
Was it the game or was it the play?
Right.
Yeah.
And
gotcha.
I fell with this one. I fell somewhere in the middle there. I like what it's doing. It's very similar, I think, to Istanbul. I've only played that once, but there are a bunch of cards out on the table. You're moving your little worker guy around. You have to put out cubes, and they have to follow that path. And then where your worker guy lands, you take that action. So you're collecting resources. There's some recipe fulfillment. I like those things.
Yeah, sure do. Yeah.
This was also a fun game for me because it was the first time that I got to play. This was the last game I played of RonCon, and it was the first time I got to play a game with any of those people at that table.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was kind of
All
fun
right.
too.
Okay.
It was nice playing games with other Brian,
With not Tim.
Okay.
with not Tim. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I did in fact win Yokohama. So that which isn't the reason I liked it. This was my game of the con. Not because I loved it. I didn't go out and buy it, which is kind of a scathing review for me. But it was just kind of the cream of the crap at the con. But no, I really did like this one, and I did think about buying the new edition of it, but I don't think it's one that me to get to the table. And once you play it once with Tim, I don't think I want to play it.
You and I had very different RonCon experiences.
I think I had-
enjoyed literally every game I sat and played.
I think everyone had
That's
a
how
really
it-
good time,
Yeah.
with one exception.
You. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't have it. Still hanging out with buddies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good time from that aspect. But would I have rather have just been home, playing more than 2 solo games? Yeah, probably.
You would have sat here and watched YouTube shorts the whole time.
Not shorts, probably Scrubs. I'm currently rewatching Scrubs. It does not hold up, so which is unfortunate. Even that's been disappointing. That's what I'm saying. It's been a real bad time for Brian.
Well, April's on its way.
It
so.
sure is, and I don't see it improving. Anyway, so yeah, Yokohama was a good time. It is definitely one that I would recommend. And if it goes on sale anywhere, like $20-$30 or whatever,
it.
I would probably pick it
You
up.
just talk yourself out of buying it.
Have
Now
you-
you're talking
have you
yourself
played
out of
it?
buying I have not played it.
Have you
no.
played
I have played it.
What'd you think?
Not a huge
It's
fan.
a game.
Yeah, you're right. I'm only
Not,
picking
not,
that
not,
one,
not a huge fan.
Considering 90% of my plays
However,
are with Tim.
However, I play stuff like that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun. I mean,
But I've been the guy who plays things he doesn't want to play. Cough. 2 of the 3 games I played, cough. So
You-
I'm not
but
going to buy that
you-
and force you to play it once a year.
but with the
What?
Okay,
All right, good
we'll
talk.
get to it. We'll get to it.
Anyway, so
but
yeah,
what about-
Yokohama was a good time. I enjoyed playing games. With
What
Dave
about
Scott
Istanbul?
and, I don't remember Istanbul.
Okay, all right.
Istanbul
It's not
is more of a.
Yeah,
It's true.
had to be said.
I think it's more of a family weight game. I don't think
yes.
that's really our core gaming at this
This
point.
wasn't as heavy as I thought I remembered.
Yeah,
Then again, to be fair, and I do this in a lot of games, I did ignore part of it.
yeah, you always do that.
There were technology cards, and then there was also, I think, like a church action you could take. I ignored both those.
Yeah,
Okay.
But what I did do, I felt like I did relatively well.
Well, it
I don't
sounds like
know.
it worked.
It was fun.
It worked out.
I enjoyed it. I would play it again.
Okay.
So, but now the other one this was one that Tim and I actually got to play. You were playing over, I forget what you were playing at the time, but Tim and I got,
Viscounts.
yeah,
I did not play Viscount.
Oh, never mind.
that was during Pampero. Doesn't matter. But Tim and I got to play. This is the game that you played the most of last month, and that is a Burning Banners.
Burning Banners.
Tell us a little about Burning Banners, Tim. Okay, Segley, you're welcome.
So this was a game that Brian introduced me to and forced me to purchase.
That's half accurate.
Okay.
I was literally going to buy this for you.
Yeah,
and you were too quick at buying it for yourself. So
because and it's one that, yeah, it's a Compass Games, I would say an entry-level war game, fantasy themed, and it is something that I had my eyes on when it originally came out, went out of print. I actually found a used copy like the week before it came back in stock. So the timing was just kind of weird, but yeah, ended up getting my hands on it. So fantasy war game. You've got 6 different, as of right now, the base game, you have 6 different factions, by the way. Expansion coming.
Oh boy.
does it add a solo mode?
How could you do a solo mode with that?
Listen, I'm not the designer.
Okay. I don't think you can. But asymmetric factions and almost like a narrative driven campaign setup, and then also a like their what are there? I think there are 29 different scenarios, and the last 12 or last 10 or 12 are basically a campaign. So it's kind of a neat situation. 2 to 6 players. That's the big issue, is it's not 1 to 6 players, because I think you've said
The main issue
previously
is it's
anyway.
a 2-player game,
Yeah.
which we'll get to, but it's a 2-player game.
If it's a 2-player game, that's a big 2-player game though.
Yeah.
Okay. So core mechanic, it is again entry level, but it's a tactical hex encounter style game. From a combat standpoint, it's dice based, exploding dice for resolution. You do have some card mechanisms with either spells, or each faction has their own blessing deck. And then also there are treasures you can pick up along the way that'll give you a little boost or situational effects.
Is it the real treasure, the friends we make along the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with that. You, sir?
I'm going to punch him square. in the mouth.
So your friends you played with.
Yeah.
We had a good time. So yeah, we ended up with this. I proposed a 4-player. So, oh yeah, and that's the other thing. It's played in teams. There is basically an attacking and a defending team. Sometimes that's 1 faction v 1 faction. Sometimes it's 2v1. Sometimes it's 2v2. Sometimes it's all the way up to 3v3. In ours, we did a 2v2. And some of the things I like about it, one of the things I like about it is the map that's used. The map is it's a hand drawn by the designer, who's also an illustrator. There are some goods and bads about it. The goods, it is beautiful. It's an amazing looking map. Some of the things that make it beautiful make it
Hard to read.
not functional.
Yeah.
I'll almost say. So to the point where I just 3D printed colored hexes to help identify where settlements were, where monster layers were, because it's a little hard to see, or where mines were, because it's a little hard to see. The gray and the brown and the orange kind of mutes
and
out.
where the labels are actually placed
And You're
relative to their
right.
waypoints are not the same, and it's very hard to parse.
Sometimes it's directly below, which is kind of where you would almost figure. Sometimes it's to the side. Sometimes it's in the next hex. And that's what we found the first couple times I was playing. We're like, we thought that thing was here. It's actually over here.
I think I attacked a hex.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't even.
Yeah, you attacked a banner. There was like it was the name.
With nobody in it.
Right. So yeah, overcoming that. Again, that was I'll say things I don't like, but things I do like. I love the battle system tension. I like the dice driven side of things. This is another thing though that I like about a game like, let's say, Mythic Battles, because it has not the same, but a similar. You're throwing dice based on that. You're manipulating the dice based on that. They have the ability to explode or kind of work into a second tier. You played this once. I'll say kind of played it. I mean, you were there.
You forced me to play it.
I thought you'd like it. I knew you wouldn't like it. I was pretty sure.
Nothing about this game says Josh is going to like this.
I appreciate you trying. And then, Brian, you said multiple times that if this had a solo mode, you likely would have already purchased it.
Correct.
But you have played it now just 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah.
Basically, I game mastered a game between the two of you, and then you and I played a 1v1, and then you played this 2v2.
At RonCon,
and the last 2, you played the same faction.
Yes.
I'm wondering if some of the issues you had in the last 2 games are faction related.
No.
Okay, I think they are. But anyway,
they're not.
What?
They're not. Here's
Okay,
some of my issues with it. First of all, the reason I said it's a 2-player only game.
Yeah.
Downtime was another issue with this one. Now, part of that was because I played poorly. So it was me and other Josh.
Yeah.
Versus you and Jake.
Yeah.
Who,
by the way, loved the game.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he caught me at work the next day. He's like, that was amazing. When are we doing that again?
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So you mentioned it's a team game, but everyone takes their turns fully, and then you move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And they offset it so that it's always one team takes a turn. Well, at least in this scenario.
Yeah.
One team takes a turn, the other team takes a turn, but it's specific. Those factions are going to take it. So I'm going to take my turn, and then 3 other people are going to take theirs in between. And then there's also the in-between round stuff, which usually isn't
not too much.
Bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But because I played very poorly, and I also only had 3 units or 4 units on the board, I didn't realize you could just start all up in my business like that. So because of that, my turn took 3 minutes, and then I was waiting 25 to take another turn.
So, Pampero.
Pampero, yeah. And again, a lot of this was
by the way, this is directly after Pampero.
Yeah. Again, you're beginning to see why I had a bad time. A part of this was my fault. I'd say most of it was my fault because I came out hot with my most expensive unit right off the bat.
No income. And he goes, I'm going to use all of my income on this one unit. I'm like,
half of my income on that one unit. It was like 60%. But that was one of my only flyers. So my plan was take this settlement, fly over here because there was a bunch of water, and the flyer could just plop right over there.
Yeah.
And then fly back to over here. That was my plan.
Yeah.
And then Tim just poops out like 5 people right in front of me. And I couldn't take that settlement for the rest of the game. I finally took it in the second to last round, and then he immediately took it back. So part of my issues with it is downtime, and that's why I say it's 2-player. Now that 4-player scenario, if I were controlling both factions, I would be doing more frequently.
Okay.
So I don't ever want to play this again, but really I don't ever want to play this at 6 players. No. I don't want 5 people having to go in. That would be ridiculous. My other issues with it, and this is why I say if it were solo, I would buy it. I don't like direct conflict games.
Right.
Hard stop. But the die rolls of you could roll 7 dice looking for a 5 or higher and just not get one.
Yeah.
If it were a solo game, I would be like, all right, that sucks. I'm just going to roll again. And if I don't get one again, very unlikely, I'll be like, all right, I guess I missed. And that would suck, but I would move on with my life. In a game like this one, if I do that, and it happened, where you just don't get the hits.
Yeah, you whiff.
It's just like, okay. I mean, that was my big attack. That was what I was building up for, and it just didn't work out. I'm not a fan of that dice combat. I would rather just, I mean, it's basically risk.
Deterministic. You want to, it's
That was my problem with it. It felt risk heavy.
goodness.
Okay, so Tim says it's not risk heavy. During our one game, you had one unit that I tried to kill conservatively 10 times. And that unit kept rolling a 6, a la risk, and I could not kill him. So,
or you would do some damage, but it wasn't enough,
right?
And then I would figure out how to recover a little bit.
The point is, you're on defense. You would roll a die. You would still be alive. That's risk, and that would also happen in here. And it was just one unit in an area that I really needed to take, and I just couldn't kill that one unit. For me,
so that's a fun story. That's a fun narrative. That dude.
So is Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'll just read that for a fun story.
I think I'm going to call that guy Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I'm going to burn that game and then make a banner out of it.
Because he was a hero.
For you, he was a pain in my side. For me, that was just... And there at the end, Josh and I were both just like, okay, they're going to win next round, right? Because I thought that if you took my city, you won. And then we found out that that's not how it happened. So I just left my city wide the hell open. Because at the time I had like 2 units and neither one of them were good. So the other thing you mentioned, that one team is on offense, one team is on defense.
Yes. Yep.
Josh and I were the team that was supposed to be on the attack. You were the team that was supposed to be on defense.
Yes.
You were on the attack. We were on the defense. The whole game. The whole game. Josh had a whole bunch of units. He came in hot, but then you guys just defended it, and then you pushed back. And that
sounds like you should have played better.
I agree. I said that at the beginning. Most of this is because I played poorly.
If you take all your income and you put it into one guy, he goes
maybe
out there and
some
wins.
guys.
Maybe just roll dice better, Brian.
Yeah, good point.
So
Mitigate them dice.
Anyway, if it had a solo mode, I probably would still buy it. I like the theme. I like the fact that it is an entry-level war game. The narrative is non-existent, but everything else, I probably would own it if it had a good solo mode.
Yeah.
But to play it again in the future, no.
I don't know how you could make, with how much variation there is, scenario to scenario, faction to faction.
Right.
I don't know how you could create
Don't think you could.
a competent solo mode.
Well, I mean,
Maybe,
I'm not a
I don't-
competent player in general, so it's not on me to figure that out. But yeah, this one, it's not my style to begin with. I don't like direct conflict games.
Yeah.
But the theme on this, I love basic fantasy, which is what this is.
Right.
So the theme was...
You were what?
Very
Vampires, right?
I was
you
the
were
vampires, the second 2 games. The first game...
I was like the human empire,
Yeah.
and we had dwarves and orcs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
goblins.
It's about
Orcs?
orcs.
They were orcs.
It's about as basic as you can get.
Sounds like it.
Very much.
Exciting.
So yeah, that was Burning Banners.
Burning Banners. Josh, outside of RonCon.
Yeah, we only got
Later.
together, I think, one other weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
In March. We've been busy people. We did get a play of Planet Unknown in with the Supermoon expansion. This is one...
Finally.
I was going to say, we had played Planet Unknown back in February, and then we said, hey, let's get that back to the table with the expansion, because we haven't played it before. And then it took us like another 5 weeks
3,
or
4,
something.
5 weeks,
to actually get it back. But I think we all enjoyed this game quite a bit, I think. Oh boy. Brian did not enjoy this game.
Anyone seeing a pattern? Anyone seeing a pattern?
Yeah, so...
Because this is multiplayer solitaire.
Yeah.
So...
I didn't not like this game.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is this will be up. We did record this.
Put that in the box, y'all.
It'll be up on the channel in a couple, 3 weeks maybe. We'll have that play put out. But if you've never played Planet Unknown, it's polyominoes. Everybody has their individual planet board, and you are trying to cover up columns and rows to score points. You're trying to meet certain goals that are shared between players. You are trying to get comets off of your board. Meteorites off your board to clear up space and do some extra scoring with
life
them.
pods, maybe?
Getting life pods off your board. So we're, I don't know, colonizing this planet, terraforming it kind of thing.
Right.
The Supermoon expansion adds just a little extra fun. It doesn't really add a lot of rules overhead. I think we all kind of agreed that was a maybe a play with every time kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see
expansion.
why
It
not.
didn't
Yeah, I
add
think
a
so.
ton. It did make the game last a little bit
It did.
longer, which
Mhm.
I don't think is a bad thing. It's not a long game to begin
not.
with.
No.
So
For that type of game, it is. Because
It
there's,
is.
there's a lot of
It-
polyomino games that are
Yes.
30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and
Right.
this was
This one's closer to an
2.
hour.
I thought it was like 2.
it was an
Yeah.
hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
But again,
Because
it wasn't a terrible time. It's just a lot of polyominoes. I'm thinking like the Patchworks, the New York Zoos,
Yeah.
basically Uwe Rosenberg.
We
for the last
also
5 years.
played. We also played with the events module,
Yes.
which adds time. We also
Right.
played
And it added more events.
added more events.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't just play with the green ones either.
Correct.
So yeah, that was
And we played with unique planets. We played with unique companies.
Yeah.
If you take all of that out, you strip
Oh,
it down
yeah.
to just the bare game.
Yeah.
It's probably half of that.
yeah.
If you
I
do
agree.
that, I don't want to play it.
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to play with a lighter group or with a family, like I could take the basic version and play with my kids right now.
Right.
Yes.
They probably aren't ready for all of the other stuff. But this game, I guess what I'm saying is the game has a lot of range to
Yes.
it.
Sure.
Depending on your group, you can really cater it to your players.
Yep.
Which
Totally
is great.
agree.
Yeah.
And I like the complexity.
Yeah.
I would tend to favor something like this over a 30 to 45 minute
Yeah.
similar
Agreed.
version. That's just
Yeah.
I was
Agreed.
gonna say that's my style. but-
Yeah. I think the only polyomino game I would prefer over this one, and I'm not a huge polyomino fan, is Feast for Odin. And that's a completely different beast.
Yeah.
Right.
But just in terms of polyomino games, I think that for me, that is the one I would prefer over this one. My issue with this one is, I don't know how many times we've played it, 3, 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Your faction or whatever it's called and your planet combination, for me, can make or break the game.
Yep.
Because if your technologies aren't worth, in your opinion, aren't worth doing, well, then of the little 4 or 5 things the tracks you're moving up, I can just ignore that one.
Right.
My combination was insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not spoilies, I guess, for if you tune in for when that does go live. But my combination, I thought, and I saw that. I'm like, that seems pretty good. So I rushed the tech track.
Yeah.
We've played other games. I've ignored the tech track because the text didn't seem that great.
Gotcha.
So even when we were choosing factions, I struggled to choose a faction because on a lot of those, I was like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So, but with the combination I have, it seemed overpowered. That's just, I mean, I beat Tim, so obviously it was overpowered. But yeah, that one, I enjoyed that one. And I don't, like I said, all the stuff we played with, I don't ever want to play it without most of it. Events,
Yeah.
we have to play it.
Yeah.
I think the
Yep.
events now the little special tiles from Supermoon's a little special, the little
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
I could take or leave that.
Yeah.
The little special 2x1s. I
like
don't see a
those.
reason
Yep.
not to ever play
Right.
those.
Right.
The special patches you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think they're only really valuable if you have some kind of goal.
Right.
Yes.
That is geared
terrain.
toward
Like
those.
yeah,
You
right.
did.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yep,
But
yep.
your goal was the green, so it didn't really matter for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the one I got one. Tim and I were
Well,
racing
no, we
for
were
the
the rover.
Oh, that's
we were
right.
looking for the
Yeah,
the red.
the red.
Yeah.
Which that little one, I don't think that's the reason I took it, but it helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I know-
I think I ended up beating you by 2.
And
that put one
I
out.
know for me having the ability to connect 2 separate groups
Yeah.
into one group, that allowed me to be close.
So I think it's one.
So yeah,
It
I like
adds
that.
0 rules overhead.
Yeah.
Correct.
When you get a patch, do you want that one or do you want a basic
Right,
patch?
exactly.
Oh, I want this one. Cool, done.
Yeah.
So again, I don't think it's anything
Right.
we would ever not play with because
Right.
it doesn't add anything.
Yep.
Here's your
Right.
stuff. Oh, cool, I have it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally you get a green
Yeah,
one. Do you
that's
want a
fair.
different color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
The moon. What do you guys think of the moon? It was kind of like, or to me, it was kind of like a pressure relief valve.
It was.
If you
Yeah.
didn't want to play on your
Yeah.
planet, you could.
You and I
send that there.
specifically were fighting to not take energy
On our planet.
on the planet.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
Yep.
whenever we were, because we had a lot of the energy out on the Lazy Susan thing
Yes,
there.
we
Like
did.
70% of the
Yeah.
game went. It
And
was
so I
was
know
weird, yes.
sometimes like you get stuck. I don't want to put an energy, so I would
Yeah.
just put it onto my moon
And
where it
I
didn't
couldn't
matter.
for my faction. Energy couldn't trigger off the biomass.
Yep.
So I also wasn't taking a lot of energy because biomass was what I wanted to trigger a lot.
Right, yeah,
So
right.
because the 3 of us really weren't looking for energy,
It stayed out
we
there.
had a lot of
Pile
energy
back.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little puzzle though on that as well, where you had to move your satellite around to zap
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
thought
that.
was
It-
neat.
it's,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's not huge, crazy
Right,
rules over
exactly.
It's just one more little thing to think
Just a little
about.
nuance, just a little Oh,
I could put a
can
3
get
on
it.
there,
Exactly.
but then I can't zap the meteor
Right.
off.
Yeah.
and
Right. Then I'm
I
going to
wanna
have
do
to
that.
get. Then I'm going to have to on a later turn get
Get
another
a-
4
right,
or something
yeah,
to be able to move it to where it needs to be. Yeah, that I liked that.
Yep, I did too.
But again, it wasn't like it was. It was at least for me. It wasn't like I was doing something just for that.
Yes.
It was more of a okay. If I can't do what I'm trying to do here, can I at least try to make something happen over
Right.
here? It was just provided that extra.
Yeah.
Now, again, for me, that elongated it,
It did.
but I was fine with that.
Yeah,
It was also the first time we'd ever played with that, so
that's
I
true.
think it was taking us a little
That's
bit longer
true. That's true.
to really understand how it worked.
Yep. One of the big things, again, just kind of circling back on some of the detractors we've had on a couple of games, Pampero and Burning Banners. This one I had highlighted here, 0 downtime.
Yeah.
for the most part.
I mean, there's like
yeah, you can make
very little.
You can make your decision quicker than other people, but you're not talking 25 minutes.
Well, I was, but everyone's taking a turn at the same time. So yes, you can
But
take
some
a
of
quicker
us
turn.
are getting 17 of the tech cards every turn and having to decide
Oh,
which
that
ones
was
you
my
want.
that was my specific thing. Yeah, how did it turn out? Not very well.
Yeah, well,
Not.
yeah.
Yeah.
What happens when you try to do set collection? It looked great, level
Yeah.
1. It looked great, level 2,
And then there was
and then
nothing.
it dried up.
Yeah.
The rest of them were just didn't make that game.
Yep.
Some of the randomness of the game. For me, limited interaction. If anything,
Yeah.
if as a negative, I tend to like that. But again, I think from your standpoint, you probably would think that's more of a positive thing.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, when people say multiplayer solitaire,
Yeah.
that's a good thing for me.
Right.
And
I
that's
don't-
mostly this, but
Yeah.
you do have the shared goals between players.
That's true.
That you're fighting over a little bit,
That's
which
true.
isn't an insignificant amount of points. A
Yeah, five or
point,
2. Yeah.
and then that's
right.
that's a 10-point swing per opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's not insignificant. And then just making your decision in the lazy Susan part. If you really want to, you could. If if you're Tim and you are playing everybody's game at the same time, you can turn that
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
knowing
draft.
that you can lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hit draft on that
Yeah.
a little
Yeah. A
bit.
little bit.
Especially late game.
I don't
Right.
think we
Oh, yeah.
did that
Yeah.
in
Okay.
this play at all.
Okay.
But you could.
Tim did.
I did.
Yeah.
Of course you
But
could.
with the moon,
It didn't work, by the way.
And with the moon, to your point, if Tim tries to shove something at us that
Yeah.
we don't like, well, just throw it on the
Yeah,
moon.
just- yeah.
You know?
Yeah. At the end of the
good-
game is
good
a little
and
harder,
bad.
but yeah.
Yeah. The end of the game is when you can really do that quite a bit more because you're running out of room. So
The only other thing I had on this one is this. Do you guys think there might be if you play this a few times, almost a solving of the game, or do you think there's enough variability in it that it's?
I think
it would be different.
I think with
enough?
if you play with the unique factions and the unique planets, I don't think it's completely solved. I mean,
between that and then also the way the tiles present themselves in the Susan.
yeah, because apparently we shuffled terribly last time.
Right.
We did shuffle all those
Right,
tiles.
I know.
And they just all ended up at the same level, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
way down. Everything
Right.
felt the same. So,
Right.
no, I don't think there's any solving it because, especially with my faction, I had to double up every time I took a certain tile. I had to double up one of my choices.
That's right.
So I wasn't getting both of those. I was getting one of those.
One twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I really, if I wanted to do anything, I had to take different tiles every time to make sure I was able to go
Right.
the track I wanted to at a certain time or whatever. So I think there's maybe a solving of the cadence, but depending on what is presented to you, your cadence might not be there.
Gotcha.
If that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
Cool. That was March.
that was March.
March.
What are you thinking for
It happened.
April?
Well, my
It did.
March. It did. Yeah. My March goal was nothing because I was starting a new job.
And you nailed it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I sure did. So my April goal's something. And currently I'm thinking Mage Knight just because I know how to play Mage Knight. There is a new expansion that I need to learn. I just need to get better at getting home from work and actually having the motivation to do something.
Does that expansion have a dragon?
It has a 5-headed dragon.
Ooh.
It's an apocalypse dragon.
Apocalypse dragon.
Better watch out. But the thing that's really intriguing, it actually has a different dummy player. So instead of just a dummy player that is a timer, it actually has a fake player that is also removing things from the board.
Oh, it's going out and doing stuff.
Yeah, so
Or-
it might, like if I'm on my way to a
Okay.
keep because I want to take that keep, it might go and take the keep before I get there.
Nice. That's cool.
So that's something I do need to learn because I don't know. That's brand new. Don't know how that works.
Okay.
There is a campaign mode in it that doesn't look like it's. I think it's like a 3-page campaign mode.
Oh, okay.
There's actually a fan made campaign that I think is 12 pages. So I might do the fan made one. I don't know. But no, I just and there is a new Mage Knight. There's a Coral. So
Coral,
but
not Carl.
not Carl.
But if it were,
Walking Dead, but if it were Carl,
Oh.
there's someone out there smarter than me, make a Dungeon Crawler Carl fan Mage Knight, please. So yeah, I think that's my goal to have more than 2 solo games, and those 2 solo games were really 2-player solo games. So shouldn't it be hard to do that?
Well, that's done now. We're
What is?
done for now for Distant Lands. So
That's right. That's true. We are done Distant Landing. That's fair enough. But yeah, so that's me for April. I just want to do something. Well, kind of. If I really wanted to do something, I would have done something.
he's raising the bar.
Yeah.
I'm setting another goal for you for April as well.
Oh, okay.
Which is
You need to learn and play the combat game.
I have started to learn the combat.
Good. You need to play it now.
Okay.
Mage Knight and Combat.
Yeah, that's your April.
Have you looked at it?
No.
It's not insignificant.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started reading the rules. Yep. All right. So, Tim.
Did you figure out all those extra letters?
No.
You were telling me it was like
I don't understand.
All right, this is an abbreviation. I'm pretty sure that's that.
Yeah.
And then there's this other set of letters.
Yep. So like
Some are in parentheses. Sometimes they aren't.
Right. Like to do certain things, you have to have it'll say like, hey, pass an MC, which is a morale check. Got that. But then in parentheses, it'll be like J.
MCJ.
I don't know what that means. And I'm looking at the 2 different sections that have abbreviations. I ain't seen no J up there. So, but again, this is only the first of 2 rule books. But I am very excited to learn and play that one.
2, that's not bad.
No, 2, that's not bad at all. So, but yeah, Tim, how about you? April, what are you trying to do?
So, just talking about March, a couple things I had on there. Burning Banners, check.
Check.
Got into that pretty solidly. Fields of Fire was on there. Started, and then when Burning Banners came in, I decided to switch gears, change to that, and kind of stayed in Burning Banners mode. I fully expect to go back to Fields of Fire, though. I really liked what I was seeing.
Good.
Shockingly.
I need you to teach me that one. Because that's, speaking of rule books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not 2.
No.
I did have 2 others on there, Continuing Kingdom Legacy and Bios Mesofauna. Both of them solid notes. Didn't touch them, didn't look at them, didn't even cross my mind. I would love to keep them on there, but it's going to, I don't see myself jumping into those. There's no major itch for those right now. The other one that was on when we did our top 10 games that we want to get to the table this year, you actually somewhat talked me into, which was, it was on my list, but you were like, hey, why don't you learn that and figure it out? And that is VJ Anagara.
Yeah. We got to throw Tim a bone every once in a while,
Yeah. So that snuck into March, and I didn't have that on my list. And that's when I played a few times, and actually was my other solo games beyond Burning Banners. And I think we're hoping to play a 3-player game of that and maybe get that onto the channel in the near future. So more to come with that. So that was me and what my plans are for April, Josh.
I'm going to try to continue playing some of these solo games and not let Brian down.
Proud of you.
There you go.
Specifically, Dyson.
Double digits in April. That's what you're shooting for.
My goodness.
Dyson Crusoe, which is a solo game of the month, as well as the Paranormal that I talked about earlier, or 2 that I'd like to try to get out and learn and get those played. Other Josh is also learning Angel's Share, which is a Spielworks title that is being localized by Capstone here in the States, and the theming of it looks really cool. I'm hoping that I like it. We'll see. But that's what I want to try to get played this month, and
there were
recording in.
some notes shared. I think that's another one of those games where on your turn you take all of your actions.
Yeah.
And with you guys and how you do with downtime, I'm interested to see how that lands.
We shall see.
Spoilers. I'm going to hate it.
That's not a spoiler. Spoiler.
Yeah. So yeah, that is hopefully happening in April.
That's the plan for April.
And yeah, just play some games, because this month was pretty low for All of
Yeah.
us.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this month's monthly wrap up. Join us in a month to see if any of us came through on any of those goals for April. So, but for now, thanks for joining us.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.